Hi everyone, I am a bit late in getting this video up. It could have been done probably a couple of weeks ago. It's a follow-up from the previous video that I did. What I wanted to do was extend what I'd done with the VBA grammar to basically see if I could get Visual Studio to recognize and use the grammar to syntax highlight and parse VBA code. So I do have that working to some degree, and I'll just hit the start button here because it takes a couple of seconds to compile and get oh no, it's quite quick right now, must have cached a lot. So what I've just done is run my VBA Visual Studio add-in in debug mode, which launches a new instance of Visual Studio, which you can see here in the full screen, and loads my add-in obviously. So if I wanted to click new project, you can see here that under templates I have this category called Excel VBA projects, which is highlighted because I've just obviously finished testing it before I started this video, and so that's provided by my add-in, and there's just one option here, just simply called Excel project, and it's just a very basic built up from a very basic template that I created just to see how things would work. So let's launch that. So that's just created a new project over here called Excel Project 6, and it's got two things in it. One is an XLSM file, just an Excel file that's just in the template, doesn't have anything in it, it's just completely blank, and one VBA class here, which you can see it's automatically opened, and I've got an error which I need to diagnose, but let's leave that aside for this at the moment. So the idea would be is that you'd add multiple of these classes and modules and bits and pieces, and when you click the start button or the build button, it would copy your Excel file and then insert all of your modules and classes into that Excel file, and then you'd probably set it to launch that file with Excel, so that you could, well, especially if you click the start button to debug it or build it or run it or whatever. Obviously if you're just building it to be published, then there's not really any need to launch Excel to test it or anything like that. So that part of it's not built yet. I do have quite a bit of code which can read Excel files and insert the code and stuff like that, but I haven't hooked it up to the MS Build system yet and got that all functional. That would be probably the next stage from here. So anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate that your class file here can be opened, it's syntax highlighted. All of this header stuff is what you get when you export from Excel, which is what I wanted to keep, so that people taking code modules and stuff from Excel, it would just open directly in Visual Studio, and you could see everything and it would understand it. So normally if you open it in the VBA editor, you won't see all of this header information, and I'd like to bring some of these attributes and stuff and bring them into the properties window down here and have them two-way editing through that. But just to show that I can enter some code and it does do what it's supposed to do. There you go. And that's all I can it's just a basic demonstration, but everything you'd normally be able to do should work, and get syntax highlighted and stuff like that. It doesn't do anything cool like show you errors like you see in Visual Studio when you use the built-in languages, or more polished add-ins and that sort of thing, where you get squiggly little red lines underneath, or the color itself turns red to show that you've made a mistake in what you're typing. That's all stuff to be added to the language, or to the integration in the add-in. And yeah, So where's the project going? Obviously it's not going getting funded at all by the amount of interest being shown so far, but I don't believe that with the number of people that have donated to the project, that demonstrates the actual interest in the project. Perhaps it's just a lack of being able to get the word out to people and get them interested. Maybe it's the project isn't polished enough and demonstrable enough that it's encouraging them what's possible. Maybe they don't quite understand what Visual Studio is, which is quite likely. There could be a whole host of reasons, but I'm not going to scrap the project. It's just going to move a little bit slower than what I'd hoped. So I just want to thank those that have taken the time to watch these videos and look at the project and think, hey, this is cool, and actually put some money where their mouth is. And I'll post back to the Kickstarter page when I have a bit more of a plan on where we're going forward, with updates and that sort of thing, because I believe the page doesn't die after the project time period ends, and I should still be able to add comments going forward. So thanks very much.